Good morning, students of class ninth. As we know that now the schools are closed because of the COVID-19 or whatever the government guidelines are, that now the schools will be closed for a period of time, that is for till 14th of January. So we will be meeting in the school physically on for after 14th only. So your study should not stop before that. So we, the teachers of JPM, have started online classes for you now. Okay, so for the time being, till the schools are being opened, we will be continuing with the online classes only. And in my subject, I will continue from the point of, from where we have left in the class, right? And for that, the learning, for the better teaching and learning process, I would like that you should keep your NCRT books with yourself while attending the lecture, while attending the video, so that you can underline the things which I will say that you should underline. And because I will be teaching from NCRT only, so you should be able to understand it very easily if you are there with your books open with yourself, and I will be teaching here. Okay, so let us continue from the point where we have left. So let us start. We have completed till the topic natural vegetation, in which we have covered all the types of forest, right? Whether they were tropical evergreen forest, they were tropical deciduous forest, right? They were tropical thorn forest, mountain forest, or mangrove forest. Quickly, we will have a short revision about all the types of forest, and then we will move forward with the wildlife, right? So let us start the video. Now let us start. See, in India, we have basically five type of forest. The first one is your tropical evergreen forest. One is tropical evergreen. The other one is tropical deciduous. Next, one is tropical evergreen. Next is tropical deciduous. Next, there is tropical thorn forest. And after tropical thorn forest, there is your mountain forest. And the next one is your mangrove forest, right? Next is your mangrove forest. Now see, tropical evergreen forest. Tropical evergreen forest, as we have discussed, is the type of forest in which we see the greenery all around the year, right? So that is your tropical evergreen forest. Here it is written in your book. These forests are restricted to heavy rainfall. Areas of Western Ghats and island groups of Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar, upper parts of the Assam and Tamil Nadu coast, they are at their best in the areas having more than 200 centimeter of rainfall with a short dry season. That the rainfall in the tropical evergreen forest is of 200 centimeters. Okay, rainfall कितनी होती है? 200 centimeters की rainfall. The trees reach great height up to 60 meters or even above. Since the region is warm and wet throughout the year, it has a luxuriant vegetation of all kinds, trees, shrubs and creepers, giving it a multi-layered structure. Right, कि जो हमारा forest होता है उसके अंदर जो trees होते हैं, they have a height of around 60 meters. The height of the trees is around 60 meters, and the region and the region have a large vegetation of trees, shrubs, and creepers. Right, trees. I have already told you that what are trees. Shrubs are the small grass, or the small grasses which we also called as grass. Right, jhadiyan, and creepers. Creepers are those trees which climb over another tree. Right. So these are the creepers. There is no definite time for the trees to shed their leaves. The evergreen forests are termed as evergreen because they remain green all round the year. They remain green all round the year. जो evergreen forest होते हैं वो जो है हमारा पूरे साल फॉरेस्ट आपको ग्रीन दिखता है, राइट? And I have already told you in the class why is that so. This is because of the reason that evergreen forest, the trees in the evergreen forest don't shed their leaves at one time, right? All the trees of the forest don't shed their leaves at one time, at particular time of the season. They are like that one tree will shed its leaf in March, the other will shed its leaf in the another season, and the other tree will shed its leaves in the another month. So the tropical evergreen forest remains evergreen throughout the year. That seem to be evergreen throughout the year. Okay, and as you can see in the map that is shown in on the page number 45, that tropical evergreen forest have green cover in India in the Western Ghats. In the Eastern Ghats, a small amount is there in the Eastern Ghats, as you can see in the books, page number 45. Okay, and there are evergreen forest in the northeastern part of India. Okay, so these were your evergreen forest. The some of the commercially important trees of this forest are ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber, and cinchona. As I have already told you, you should underline this that the trees which are found here are ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber, and cinchona. And the animals found here are also important. I have already told you that you should keep in mind the animals and the trees found in particular forest. There are five type of forest, and each type of forest have its own wildlife, its own flora and fauna. The wildlife and the vegetation both are important, that in which type of forest which type of wildlife is found and which type of animals are found, right? Animals and which type of trees are found. Next is tropical deciduous forest, right? Tropical deciduous forest are the forest which receive rainfall within the limit of 200 centimeters, right? That is like for evergreen there is a limit of 200 centimeters plus, that those forests which receive rainfall for more than 200 centimeters are evergreen forest. Similarly, those forests which receive rainfall from 200 centimeter to 70 centimeter of rainfall. What is the limit? From 200 centimeters to 70 centimeter. This is the limit, right? Likewise, these forests are also further subdivided into two categories. The one is your moist and the other one is your dry, right? The deciduous forest is further subdivided into two categories. One is the moist deciduous and the other one is your dry deciduous. Okay, moist deciduous and dry deciduous. अब moist deciduous क्या और dry deciduous क्या है? Moist deciduous is the forest which receives rainfall from 200 to 100 centimeters. Right, what is the limit? The limit is from 200 to 100 centimeters. On the other hand, the dry deciduous is the forest which receives rainfall from 100 to 70 centimeters. Okay, and as you can see on the on page number 45 in the map, that these forests are the most found forest in India, right? All the India is covered with tropical deciduous forest only. The tropical deciduous forest extends from northeastern states along the foothills of the Himalayas, Jharkhand, West Odisha and Chhattisgarh, and on the eastern slopes of Western Ghats. Teak is the most dominant species of this forest. Bamboo sal, shisam, sandalwood, kher, kusum, arjun and mulberry are other commercially important species, right? So the species which are found here are important, as I've already told you. Like the for fauna, the species are bamboo, sal, shisham, sandalwood, kher, kusum, arjun and mulberry, right? For dry deciduous forest, it was in the wet deciduous or the moist deciduous forest where we receive a rainfall of around 100 to 200 centimeters, right? Now we are discussing about the dry deciduous. The dry deciduous is that forest in which the rainfall is received for 100 to 70 centimeters, right? So these forests are found in rainier parts of peninsular plateau and the plains of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. There are open stretches in which teak, sal, peepal and neem grow. A large part of this region had been cleared for cultivation and some parts are used for grazing. Right? It extends to the plains of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, the dry deciduous forest, and the the trees found here are teak, sal, peepal and neem. Right. Now let us discuss about the animals, the wildlife found here. The common animals found are lion, tiger, pig, deer, and elephant. A huge variety of birds, lizards, snakes, and tortoise are also found here. Right. Now let us discuss about the thorn forest. Right. Thorn forest is basically the forest found in the areas of desert region. Right. They are found in the areas of the desert region. Now in India, we have the desert region in the area of Rajasthan, right? We have the desert region in the region of Rajasthan only. So as we have desert region in the area of Rajasthan, so we will find these forest in Rajasthan region. Rajasthan is one of the states where it can be found. Now what are the other states? These states include the parts of MP, Gujarat. Right, these are the areas which receive rainfall of less than 70 centimeter. Right, these areas receive rainfall of less than 70 centimeter. More than 200 centimeter, we have tropical evergreen. For tropical deciduous, the limit is from 200 to 70 centimeters. And when we will be discussing about the tropical thorn forest, the limit will be less than 70 centimeters. Okay, now the limit will be less than 70 centimeters. So here it is written, this type of vegetation is found in the northwestern part of the country, including semi-arid areas of Gujarat, Rajasthan, MP means Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh and Haryana. Right, these are the areas where it is found. Palms, cacti are the main plant species. The plant species found here are the palms and the cacti. Trees are scattered and have long roots penetrating deep into the soil in order to get moisture. Right, the trees over here, the plants which are present in these type of forest, the trees over here have long roots which penetrate deep into the ground. Right, because the roots will need a lot of water, because the plants needs water for its survival, and as the water is not easily available in the region where these plants or these trees are grown, okay, so these trees have long roots which penetrate deep into the ground, and as the roots penetrate deep into the ground, that is the reason why these trees have long roots, because they need water, and they will be able to get water only if the roots are penetrating deep into the ground. And to conserve water, the leaves are converted to thorns, right? The leaves are converted to thorns because, as in science, you must have studied that the leaves lose the water for a plant by the process of transpiration, right? That through the process of transpiration, the trees lose their water. So to stop that water loss, the trees have thorns instead of leaves. Because if there will be leaves, then the trees will lose water by the process of transpiration. So what the trees have done, they have transformed their leaves to thorns, and in thorns there is no such process of transpiration. So the trees will be able to conserve water. The stems are succulent to conserve water. Leaves are mostly thick and small to minimize evaporation. These forests give way to thorn forest and scrubs in arid region. In these forests, the common animals are rats, mice, rabbits, fox, wolf, tiger, lion, wild as horses and camels. Okay, so this is the species of animals found here. Okay, now let us discuss about the next type of forest, that is your montane forest. Okay, now moving forward to montane forest. Now students, let us discuss about the mountain forest. The mountain forest are the forests which are found at higher altitudes. At the higher altitudes, like, right. So in mountain areas, the decrease in temperature with increasing altitude leads to corresponding change in the natural vegetation. As such, there is succession in the natural vegetation belt in some order, as we see from tropical to the tundra region. Now there is a word used in your books, that is a tundra region. We have already discussed in class, but as we are revising, we will continue the discussion. See, this is your earth, right? Now the earth is divided into two hemispheres, the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, by a imaginary line, by an imaginary line called the equator. That is your 0 degree. At 23 and 1/3 degree, each in the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, we have the tropics, the Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere and the Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere. Right. See, the Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere and the Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere. It is Cancer, sorry, it is not Capricorn, it is Cancer and it is Capricorn. Now, the region which lies within these tropics is known as the tropical region. The region within the tropics is known as the tropical region. And the region which lies outside these tropics is known as the torrid or the tundra region. Right. So, as we know that the Tropic of Cancer passes through India and it cuts India in approximately two equal halves. So the region which lies below the Tropic of Cancer will be a tropical region. But as we move up from the Tropic of Cancer towards the states like Uttar Pradesh, from there to Uttarakhand, and from there to Jammu and Kashmir, right? The areas of mountain region. So this type of vegetation is found there only, and it is found at higher altitudes. So here it is written that in mountain areas, the decrease in temperature with increasing altitude leads to the corresponding change in natural vegetation. As such, there is a succession in the natural vegetation belts in the same order as we see from the tropical to the tundra region. The wet temperate types of forest are found between the height of 1000 and 2000 meters. Evergreen, broadleaf trees such as oaks and chestnuts predominate between 1500 and 3000 meters. Temperate forest containing coniferous trees like pine, deodar, silver fir, spruce and cedar are found. These forests spurs and cover mostly the southern slopes of the Himalayas. Places having high altitude in the southern and northeast India at higher elevation, temperate grassland are common. At high altitude, generally more than 3600 meters above the sea level, Temperate forest and grassland give way to the alpine vegetation. The trees found here are silver fir, junipers, pines, and birches are the common trees of the forest. However, they get progressively stunned as they approach the snow line, ultimately to the shrubs and scrubs. Okay, so students, this was your mountain forest. In next video, we will be discussing about the wildlife, and it was a revision video so that you can understand the way of teaching. Now in the next video we will be studying about the wildlife. Okay, so students, we will meet tomorrow with a new video and with a new topic. Till then, stay at your homes and stay safe and keep on studying. Thank you.